Hello food fans, going to have some good food here for less than $6. It used to be less than $5, but now it's less than $6. We're going to get a $2.67 serving here of broccoli and beef, and this is Marie Callender's beef and broccoli bowl. And we also are going to have a $1 item. This is the Banquet upside down, no, it's the right side up, Banquet chicken pot pie, which is now $1 at Walmart. So we've got also some secret items waiting for us at the end of the meal. I'm sure that's going to be very good, and it all comes in under $6. So let's get started. And everything is fresh out of the microwave, and it is hot. And this dish from Marie Callender, which is beef and broccoli, looks something like the food choices we have at Banquet, where they have the mega bowl. Only the difference is Marie Callender's serving is a smaller size. It's about 12 ounces, and the mega bowls are about 14 ounces. And let me get my spoon here and dig into the chicken pot pie and get the crust mixed with the vegetables. Now we're getting plenty of sodium from these three dishes. About 2/3 of the recommended allowance of sodium, but most of the frozen foods do have a lot of sodium in them, and I'm not really sure why. Let me take a quick taste of the beef and broccoli and rice and whatever else they have here in the Marie Callender section of our table. And the pieces of beef are not huge, but they're bite-sized. And very hot. Get my beverage ready. Put it right down. It is very tasty. The rice, the beef, the broccoli. Make a nice meal. Mix up my salad. This is the salad I have most days. I've got some cabbage, some carrots, some tomatoes, some ketchup, some relish, and some mayonnaise all in here. And this just looks and tastes like a very healthful food, plus it's delicious. And the per serving cost of this is about $6 per person. And of course you have two things to heat up in the microwave. I'll get some of my beverage, which is a root beer, Barks root beer. Root beer has a good flavor. And one of the things we'll talk about today is Guys in movies and TV shows. Guys who entertained. And by guys I mean Guy Madison, Guy Marks, Guy Mitchell. I saw Guy Mitchell in person on the Colgate, no, not the Colgate, the NBC Comedy Hour. It used to be the Colgate Comedy Hour, then it became the NBC Comedy Hour. I used to go watch that in person when I lived in Hollywood in the mid-1950s. Guy Mitchell had some hit songs, hit records, and he could sing, dance, and act well. This salad, I definitely could get by having this salad every day. I probably do. I haven't tried the chicken pot pie from Banquet yet. Actually, I have in previous meals. I know it's quite good. And it has cooled down to just about the right temperature now. This is a nice sized meal. 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 The taste of the Banquet pot pie is very, very good. And the taste of the Marie Callender beef and broccoli bowl is very good. Guy Mitchell's biggest hit record is called Singin' the Blues. And he sang that with an instrumental break, and the instrumental break was someone whistling. And the whistler, I believe, was Ray Conniff. It was the Ray Conniff Orchestra, and I think Ray Conniff was known for whistling. Did a really good version of Singin' the Blues. It was #1 for 10 weeks on the pop music charts of the 1950s. I think it was 1957. When I saw Guy Mitchell in person, one of the times I saw him, I might have seen him more than once, but I definitely saw him one time when he was quite a spectacular performer. He was singing a song on stage, and he was dancing with a lady who I think might have been singing, they were doing a duet, and Guy Mitchell picked the lady up over his head and went running across the stage while he was singing. Needless to say, Guy Mitchell could have either become a celebrity who was known for his singing and dancing, or he could have gone to the Olympics probably. He was in very good physical shape, and he was able to ad-lib and deal with live TV of that era. I'll leave a link to Guy Mitchell's recording of Singing the Blues in the description under the video. Guy Madison was mainly a movie star. As far as I know, he never had a TV show, and he didn't do any recordings or singings that I know of. Most of his movies were not spectacular epics of any kind. They probably all made money, but he was not considered an A-class movie actor. But he made one movie that's worth seeing today. Special effects. It was a Western cowboy movie. Guy Madison was the star, of course, wearing a cowboy hat and all. And as far as I know, it was the only Western movie that had a dinosaur in it, and they were fighting a dinosaur from the ranch. It was called The Beast of Hollow Mountain. If I can find any scenes from that, I'll leave a link to that. The other guy, I will leave a link to a couple of his performances, was a comic named Guy Marks, M-A-R-K-S, and he was weirdly funny in that he would do characters. He would do a scene, and he'd be all the characters in the scene, and he would do impressions of people like Humphrey Bogart, who was a big famous movie star of his era, and he probably is still known by most people today. And most people who did impressions did not do Humphrey Bogart because he was too hard to do, but Guy Marks did a funny bit where he became Gary Cooper and Humphrey Bogart and Robert Mitchum and other people in one scene. Plus he had a comedy bit that he did called Her Red Scarf Matches Her Eyes, She Closes Her Cover Before Striking, and it goes on with odd sentences, and he's suddenly a radio broadcaster, and you do have to see this one to believe it. Not only was it a comedy routine that appeared on all the variety shows of the 1950s, but the Guy Marks radio routine, TV routine, became a hit record all by itself. I'll leave a link to that hit record in the description. Next entertainer I'll talk about, first I have a bite of the Marie Callender broccoli and beef, or beef and broccoli. Get some root beer. Then I will tell you about an animal act. I wish I had seen Louie the dog in person, but I never did. But Louie the dog performed on shows like the Ed Sullivan Show and the NBC Comedy Hour. They used to have variety shows, which meant some Some of the performers in the show would sing, some would dance, some would do comedy routines, some would do circus acrobatics. A variety of styles of entertaining. Louis the dog did nothing. And Louis the dog did nothing well. He was the best nothing performer in history. I think. How do you train a dog to not do tricks? I'll leave a link to Louis the dog down below in the description. Get some more of this chicken pot pie. The chicken pot pie is flavorful. They're $1 each right now at Walmart. I'm lucky to have so much good food at a low price and so much entertainment for free. Last of the salad, last of the salad, last of the salad, last of the salad. We do have a secret dessert. I'll mention the Platters. Platters were a singing group. Platters was a singing group. Platters was a singing group. In 1955 they had a hit record with Only You. Later that same year they had Great Pretender. Then they'd go on to have million-selling record success with Twilight Time, My Prayer, and other hit records. The Platters were managed by Buck Ram, B-U-C-K-R-A-M. That was his name. He was a songwriter. He wrote songs like Great Pretender, Only You, Twilight Time, and others. Buck Ram arranged the recordings. He got the group on a major label. The company that Buck Ram managed was Personality Productions in Las Vegas. I went to see Buck Ram in his office probably 10 different times over the years that I've known of his existence and his importance in the music business. His office was managed by Jean Bennett. She worked there for more than 50 years. And as I say, I've visited the office many times. Whenever I would produce or record something, I'd go running to Buck Ram to see if he could use it and promote it. And of those 10 times I went to his office, how many times did I see and meet and talk with Buck Ram? Never. I never did meet him. He was always in a meeting or out of the office or something. But I'll leave a link to probably Great Pretender That's my favorite Platters song. The meal is quite quite good. And the meal is quite gone. Tastes very good. It's a smaller meal than banquet, but the same basic idea of a meal in a bowl. And the chicken pot pie has a good combination of crust and chicken and vegetables. I'll leave a link to Johnny Preston. Johnny Preston had a rock and roll hit recording that did not become a big hit, but it was a minor hit called Feel So Fine. And I think his vocal performance on the last two verses of Feel So Fine would possibly be the best vocal performance of the rock and roll era. But I could be wrong. But one other thing to notice as you look at the pictures of Johnny Preston and hear him singing, imagine that that's Elon Musk. He looks something like Elon Musk, and if you could imagine Elon Musk doing rock and roll, just look at a video of Johnny Preston. We'll link in the description for Johnny Preston. They've always been great entertainers. I think the entertainers of the 1950s were about the best. Finish up this chicken pot pie. So we'll keep the meal going. Hope all is going well for you. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. What did you get for Christmas? Why'd they give you that? I thought you already had two of those. Chicken pot pie. Another winning taste. And now it's time for the secret dessert. And the secret dessert is pie. This is a square box
because even though the pie is round, the pie is square. Pie are square. And this is pumpkin pie. And this I think is 84 cents now. 84 cents at Walmart. Let me get some root beer. What kind of car do you like? And what kind of car do you like the looks of? I like the 1950s cars and the 1940s. My favorite car, design-wise, (1955) or '56 Packard Caribbean. Also like the 1946 Packard Limousine. Studebaker made some good looking cars. 1950, the 1950 model Studebaker with a pointed nose. Pumpkin pie is good. Again, this came from Walmart. 84 cents I think is the price. Individual serving of pumpkin pie. Glad you had time to come over. Hope you enjoyed the meal. Thank you for watching.